Today, the RTX 4000 cards are huge. Nvidia released a GPU more powerful than the 4090. You may want to hold off before buying a GPU, and the RX 7000 will be cheaper than the RTX 4000 thanks to Nvidia's one big mistake. Welcome everyone to Gamer Melt. First up for today, while Nvidia officially announced their RTX 4000 cards yesterday, they left out quite a bit. Luckily, board partners have been happy to fill in the gaps. For starters, they're built on TSMC's 4nm EUV process, and the 4090 comes with 16,384 CUDA cores, which is a pretty big jump from last gen. With that said, the full 8102 GPU that the 4090 is made from has a total of 18,176 CUDA cores, so there's clearly room for a 4090 Ti. And I'll quickly say that we've actually had that core count for months now, proving again just how accurate leaks have been. Not only that, but the 4090 has 512 out of the 568 tensor cores and 128 out of the 142 ray tracing cores. One thing that shows just how much better TSMC's process is that 8102 has 76.3 billion transistors, which is well over double last gen's best, yet it has a die size of only 608.4 millimeters squared compared to last gen's 628. With that said, the actual graphics cards for this gen are massive. I mean, a new level of big. The Founders Edition RTX 4090 is a 3.5 slot GPU, so it's already big. Yet when we look at board partner offerings, it gets even worse. Some GPUs are a whopping 4 slots, and one apparently even takes up 5 slots. So these cards definitely aren't easy to cool. One surprising thing is that Nvidia's 12GB RTX 4080 only comes with a 192-bit bus. For reference, their 12GB 3080 has a 384-bit bus. Even the 16GB 4080 only has a 256-bit bus, so that's definitely an odd decision. At the end of the day, Nvidia's RTX 4000 cards are impressive, but they do have some issues that I'll get to in a minute. But first, I've been trying out this bad boy for the last couple weeks, and I've got to say, I'm sold. This is a Ridge wallet, and while they did sponsor today's video, I was pumped to jump on board after trying it out. For one, it's small, like really small. You're gonna be surprised when you get it out of the box. It's basically the width and height of a credit card. It can hold up to 12 cards, plus even room for cash. They also have a ton of colors and styles to choose from, along with my absolute favorite item from them, the key case. This is so cool because it keeps your keys nice and organized. No noise in your pocket when you're trying to rustle around, no fiddling to find the keys. They're right here. You can have them in order. Plus, you can match it with your wallet. So with 50,000 5-star reviews and a lifetime warranty, pick up your Ridge wallet by visiting this link. Plus, you'll save 10% when you use the code GAMERMELD in all caps. Oh, and every dollar you spend before September 30th, you'll be entered to win the new upgraded Bronco or $75,000. Next up, while talking Nvidia announcements, the company didn't just reveal their RTX 4000 cards at GTC. They also announced a monster 48GB GPU called the RTX 6000. This bad boy is also made from their new Ada Lovelace architecture, but it actually comes with the full 8102 GPU, meaning it gets a whopping 18,176 CUDA cores. With that said, it has a lower TDP of 300 watts, likely because Nvidia likes to lower the power draw of their workstation cards so they last as long as they can. Either way, according to Nvidia, the RTX 6000 provides between 2 and 4 times more performance than their previous gen workstation cards. Of course, it's likely similar to their RTX 4000 cards in that it's 2 times in workloads that don't use their ray tracing and tensor cores and 4 times in the ones that do. They also claim a 3 times performance uplift in video encoding. Regardless, this is of course a big jump in performance, and it's wild to see a card that already uses the full 8102. We'll have to see how it holds up against the 4090. Of course, with that said, this is definitely not a gaming GPU. While we don't have a price just yet, keep in mind that the Ampere RTX 6000 is nearly $5,000. And speaking of pricing, let's talk a few reasons why you may want to hold off before buying Nvidia's brand new card. For one, a new report suggests that the PC market is having a big slowdown in sales. In fact, according to AMD, Intel, and the South Korean Trade Commission, processor and memory sales are dropping really fast. In a new story by Barron's, executives from both Intel and AMD have admitted that the market is trending worse than they expected. Of course, you may be wondering what CPU and memory sales have to do with Nvidia's new GPUs, but as Tom's Hardware mentions, both are a good indicator of what to expect out of the PC market. To give you an idea of how bad it is, DRAM shipments fell by a whopping 24.7% in August thanks to lower demand in the US and UK, as well as more lockdowns in China. And this actually caused South Korea to have a drop of their tech export by 4.6% in August. IDC also recently claimed that PC shipments will drop by 12.8% this year alone. What all this means is that Nvidia may not be able to sustain the wild prices they chose for their RTX 4000 GPUs, especially given it looks like the 4000 series prices in Europe are astronomical compared to the US prices. I mean, we're talking nearly 2,000 euros for the 4090. Plus, let's not forget that AMD's RX 7000 is coming very soon. Now, while discussing AMD's next-gen GPUs, it looks like the company could be way cheaper than Nvidia. According to a new video from Moore's Law is Dead, Nvidia's 4000 cards were designed around the idea that GPUs will sell no matter what, and it makes sense. Nvidia's been designing the architecture for years now, which is right at the same time the GPU shortage became a thing. And obviously Nvidia knew it was coming before it did. So according to this, Nvidia designed the cards for peak performance at the expense of cheaper production prices. And supposedly that's why Nvidia didn't call the 12GB 4080 a 4070. It apparently costs at least 50% more than the 3070. This could also help explain why EVGA left when they did. And this is where AMD comes in. According to one of his sources, a Navi 31 GPU will only cost a little more than Navi 21. Meaning while RX 7000 may cost a bit more to make than last gen, we aren't talking anywhere near the difference of Nvidia's cards. And according to another source, AIB partners are apparently really excited to work with AMD because it'll allow them to get profits much more easily than Nvidia's cards, meaning AMD should be able to undercut Nvidia by quite a bit, potentially even more than you think, as board partners may have a really tough time getting to the already high prices quoted by Nvidia. With all of that said, unfortunately there is some bad news. According to Moore's Law is Dead, AMD likely won't be able to get to the same ray tracing performance as Nvidia's newest cards, but with potentially much better pricing, it may end up being worth it. At the end of the day, the world isn't at the same place it was when the RTX 3000 cards were released, and that could seriously hurt Nvidia this time around. Of course, time, as always, will tell. So while that does it for today, are you pumped for Nvidia's next-gen GPUs, or are you gonna wait for AMD's RX 7000? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you liked the video, please subscribe, and as always, have a great day!